WFSB, this is an Eyewitness News Update.
First, it is Tuesday morning. Thanks for joining us. It's cold, it's snowy, and it's starting to feel a lot more like February around here. I'm Nicole Nalepa, but before we get to today's headlines, let's get right over to meteorologist Scott Haney for a look at what you can expect this morning if you haven't headed out yet. Scott, it's a little slick in some parts of the state.
Absolutely. Got that email from Simsbury a little bit earlier this morning. Parts of northern Connecticut, North Granby. Judy up there, she's saying it's a little slick. Lisa in Torrington letting me know it's slick. Thank you so much for the emails into Weather3 at WFSB.com and Haney at WFSB.com. I so appreciate them. Let's take a look at live at Bradley. Good morning, everybody. The visibility is improving as the snow is starting to shut down, which is good news, but the damage is done. We've got about 5 delays there. So exercise caution as you're heading off to the airport and give yourself lots of extra travel time. Here's the radar. I've got it in motion, the only live Doppler radar in Connecticut, indicating some moderate snow still coming down in parts of the state. Hebron, Marlborough, right down Route 2. This is right around exits 12, 13, right by the big Y there in Marlborough. Be careful there. You've got some moderate snow coming down. A little bit further to the south in Moodus. Haddam, East Haddam, you'll see a little bit of a changeover to snow as this cold air continues to infiltrate into parts of New London County. So looks like everybody's going to get clipped with some snow this morning. It was basically plain rain. North Stonington, Gales Ferry, New London, still plain rain there, but you can expect some snow showers on the tail end of the system. By 8 o'clock, it's all done. It'll be gone by that point, and we're going to enjoy a mostly cloudy day today with cooler temperatures. Speaking of those temperatures, we are above average, but it's cold enough to support that wintry precipitation. 32 in Litchfield, Willington 32, 33 in East Hartford and West Haven at 34. It is an unsettled week of weather. Right now, we're dealing with those scattered rain and snow showers in eastern Connecticut. Tonight, there could be another round of rain and snow showers for the evening commute. Then we'll clear things out tonight. Tomorrow we start off sunny, and then tomorrow evening, initially snow breaks out like around 6 or 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, changing over to an icy mix with sleet and freezing rain, especially inland, for Thursday morning. That's why we have gone ahead and issued an early warning weather alert. Ongoing wintry mix, slick morning commute Thursday. This is Thursday. And an icy accumulation with mostly sleet. All right, so here's the breakdown. Rain for the shoreline for Thursday morning, but that icy mix looks to be prevalent in parts of northern Connecticut. Here's early warning futurecast. Tomorrow's weather today. Follow along. You'll see snow by 6 p.m. tomorrow evening. It snows, and then it quickly goes over to sleet and freezing rain. By about 7, 8 o'clock, it starts to shut down Thursday morning. Let's hope so. And then the rest of the day will be mostly cloudy with a chance for a shower late in the day on Thursday. In the meantime, you're looking at Old Saybrook, nice and calm there, nice and quiet. Mystic, good morning to you. Things look a little wet in Mystic as we're dealing with rain. You can see the drops on the pavement there. So keep in mind that the roads are going to be a little bit wet. A little bit of snow falling in New Haven right now, mixed with rain, but the roads are basically just plain old wet there. And visibility is down, particularly at the airport where we do still have that snow coming down. About a mile there, 3 miles in Waterbury, 3 miles in Chester. So keep in mind visibility is down. And the temperatures are above average, 22, typical overnight low, but certainly cold enough to support snow in those pretty much across the state. So you don't need 32 to get some snow. We are down, though, anywhere from 11 to 13 degrees cooler than yesterday. The winds are out of the north. A little variable right now, northeast, anywhere from 5 to 7 miles an hour. Not a big deal in terms of the wind this morning. So here's the satellite and radar, shutting the system down from west to east. It'll be a few more hours, and then we are done. And then maybe a rain shower later this afternoon through this evening. Temperatures today, much cooler than yesterday. We're only seeing about 43 degrees for tomorrow, 36 on Thursday with that mess in the morning, giving way to mostly cloudy skies. Friday, Saturday look good, but chilly on Saturday, and maybe some snow for Sunday. We'll keep you posted on that as the models continue to come on in. Olivia Schul is driving around in our early warning weather tracker. Olivia, what are you seeing out there this morning?
Hey Scott, well, we are traveling south on Route 8 right now in Thomaston. I'll tell you that over here, there's not too much snow sticking to the ground in comparison to what we've seen earlier when we were traveling all over the state. Now, right now, if you take a look at the roads, it is, definitely wet out there, but I'll tell you there's not as much snow or too much to worry about as long as you take it nice and slow. You keep that distance between you and the car in front of you. You'll see on the sides of the guardrail that there's not too much snow sticking. It is above freezing, so that's not something we are too worried about right now. If you live around this area, just remember to take it nice and slow when you head out onto the roads, onto the highway. And that's what we're seeing right now. It's been an interesting weather morning across Connecticut, seeing some snow, seeing some rain, seeing some of that already head out, like you said, Scott, closer to that 8 a.m. hour. Back to you, Nicole.
Thanks, Olivia, for that update. Drive safely out there. And we are now tracking some developing news in New Fairfield this morning, where a former middle school employee has been accused of sexually assaulting an underage student. Police say 31-year-old Andy Rosafort had sexual contact with a minor after a party with classmates in Rosafort's SUV. Investigators tell us the victim also claims that Rosafort sent them explicit images. Rosafort worked as a cafeteria aide at the middle school, but we're told she is not employed there any longer. Right now, a Stonington police sergeant is recovering in the hospital after he was hit on 84 right in the middle of a traffic stop. I believe it's Route 484. Now, investigators say that Sergeant Ritako was standing right in front of his cruiser when a driver collided with his vehicle. And the sergeant was flown to the hospital in a Lifestar helicopter and is now listed in stable condition. State police are now leading this investigation. Also, Connecticut lawmakers are taking action after a recent rise in domestic violence. Police have been investigating several troubling cases lately, including one from over the weekend in which a man tried to set a woman on fire in Middletown. Right now, there are more than a dozen proposed bills designed to protect victims and increase punishment on abusers. Now, one piece of legislation would increase the penalty for domestic violence murder to a Class A felony. State Senator Saud Anwar says he supports the proposals going forward.
We need to put a stop to this. We need to identify ways of raising that awareness, shining a light on this issue, and continuing to make sure that the punishment are in sync with what it does to an individual.
Senator Anwar expects a public hearing on some of the bills to happen in the near future. Police have now identified the victims of a deadly pedestrian crash that took place in Enfield late Sunday night. We now know from investigators that 20-year-old Yasari Cortez of Massachusetts was struck and killed right in the center lane of 91, right by exit 48. The driver is still missing this morning, and investigators are trying to figure out what exactly led up to that crash. And a group of people who live in a 55 and older community in Killingworth met with the Attorney General to discuss issues like rising rent and safety problems. Now, these complaints were lodged by tenants at the Beechwood community, which is a mobile home park. Some of the people who live there say that they are on a fixed income and struggle to make ends meet. They say ever since Sun Communities, an investment company, bought the complex in 2019, there have been constant problems, including sewage backups and bee infestations. And now they're dealing with a rise in rent. Attorney General William Tong met with the community and says that he has reached out to the owners but has not received a response. And now Tong says that he will be sending a letter to the company outlining their legal obligation to provide a safe and clean living space. We've also reached out to Sun Communities as well, but they still have not returned our calls. Stone Academy students are speaking out over the sudden closure of the school. Their main concern is that their credits will be honored. Now they're looking for a teach-out plan, which is defined as a written course of action a school will take to ensure its students are treated fairly with regard to finishing their programs of study. Many students we spoke with feel that their hard work and dedication should not be wasted.
I dedicated my whole entire time to Stone Academy, working, only sleeping for 3 hours, and then coming here for like 8 hours a day.
We did a lot to be able to finish, and for them to just close like that, I'm sad. I want to cry every day. This is crazy.
Today, students will hold another rally about the issue at the campus in Waterbury at 2 p.m. 3 people are in the hospital this morning after a car drove straight into a grocery store in New Haven. This crash happened right at the CTown Market by Kimberly and Greenwich Avenues yesterday. The 3 victims, the driver, an employee, and a customer, are all expected to be okay. Police are still investigating, but they suspect a medical emergency may have played a role in that wreck. And police in Old Saybrook are looking for a woman who they say stole over $1,200 worth of liquor from Seaside Wine and Spirits. The crime happened Thursday, but the business owner didn't realize the expensive alcohol was missing until the weekend. Store security video captured a woman stealing a bottle of tequila that's worth over $300, and she allegedly shoved it into her pants. Anyone with any information should give Old Saybrook police a call. Thank you so much for tuning in to Eyewitness News on this Tuesday. Remember, you can get news and weather updates anytime on that Channel 3 app. Please keep that weather app handy today. You're definitely going to need it. Be healthy, stay positive, and have a great day.